Welcome to Global Business here on CGTN. I'm Vivian Nunes. The headlines we're tracking this hour. Steady growth. China's industrial output rose 5.4% in H1, while AI adoption among manufacturers tops 30%. AI on show. The World Artificial Intelligence Conference wraps up in Shanghai. We'll look back on which products stole the show. And final whistle. The FIFA World Cup has come to an end with Spain taking the honours. We'll assess the economic impact of this year's expanded tournament. Let's take a quick look at the Chinese mainland markets now, where equities started the week on a mixed note. The Shanghai Composite gained 0.85%, while the Shenzhen Component edged down 0.7%. We'll have more on the Chinese mainland markets later in the program. Now, though, let's take a look at how regional markets performed and how Wall Street closed on Friday. China's industrial output rose 5.4% year-on-year in the first half of 2026, contributing over 35% to economic growth, official data showed Monday. AI adoption among large-scale manufacturers has surpassed 30%, and global downloads of Chinese open-source AI models have exceeded 10 billion. The country has also accelerated the technology services industry loop by releasing 111 pilot platforms, as well as accrediting 14 premier and 402 standard-level tech business incubators. Major state science and technology programs have helped drive breakthroughs in core and foundational technologies. Wang Weiming, Chief Engineer from the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, explains.
Exports of integrated circuits, electronic components, and wind power generators surged 88.7%, 62.6%, and 35.6% year-on-year, respectively. Electronics, special-purpose equipment, general-purpose equipment, automobiles, and electrical machinery together contributed more than half of industrial growth, while sectors including integrated circuit manufacturing and electronic specialty materials manufacturing maintained double-digit growth in value-added output.
Well, to break down the latest industrial data, we're joined now by Liu Zhiqin, a senior research fellow at the Chongyang Institute for Financial Studies of Renmin University of China. Thanks so much for speaking to us this afternoon. Now, China's industrial output grew, as we've said, 5.4% in the first half of the year, with AI adoption topping 30% among manufacturers. Is AI helping drive productivity gains then?
Yes, I think the AI technology and the AI equipment now has become the major powerhouse for our economic development, because in the past days we see the greater increase and improvement in the industrial and the manufacturing sections. As we know that the AI team or AI technology can help people search, research, orchestrate, and even complete the job for you or on your behalf. It can really greatly improve this efficiency and the quality of control. And the third is very important also. We know that this a good summary of the historical experience and knowledge for the engineers today. And the second is very important, that to make a good proposal for your future job for continued or sustainable development. And the third is very important, is also very helpful that to make a right decision to avoid any possible mistake or any possible risk. So the AI technology really help the people, help the industry to increase and improve the productivity and also the quality of the production.
Intelligent equipment also plays a role here. Explain for us what we mean by that and how its use is expanding in China.
Now we can see the intelligent equipment combined with the intelligent knowledge together. This is a combination, because this technology can really, in three factions or in three steps that help the human being to develop the economy. In the first step, we already know that it's very high efficient for language. Is summarizing is also a very important step for the big model for the languages. Secondly, it's very important also for the physical processing or physical practice. This is made a great step forward from language to physical step. And the third is very important also. We should upgrade, or AI will help us to upgrade this technology in social AI technology development, that's the social responsibility. This is a very important step forward, because now we see from this exhibition, from the conference in Shanghai, we see many showcases that already come not from the physical step, but also from the social step, social responsibility to help the aging people, or the security of the society, even in the rescue processing when we are facing or met this natural disaster. So all these areas that are really very helpful to have AI technology and AI equipment to help the people to develop the economy, even to save our lives here.
Let's focus on manufacturing for a second. We know China's manufacturing industry is vast, and when that's combined with the computing power that exists here and the progress being made in AI that you mentioned, I wonder if you see there are going to be transformative changes across the industrial sector, and if that's something that foreign firms can take advantage of.
Actually, it's very important for foreign companies or foreign investors to have benefits from China's development of AI technology and AI equipment. As we know that China has developed this manufacturing with the AI combination in different areas, especially in the logistics, in the life-saving, in the medical care or aging care, for instance. These people are very impressed by the development at the moment. I met some foreign companies, and they say that they are very keen to have the equipment from China, from the robust for aging people, help the also disabled people that to have a better life, to export and to buy the Chinese technology and equipment. So all these things that combination have highly that reputation and the confidence for the Chinese manufacturer that will attract more investors and foreign companies to have beneficial and benefit from China's development. This is the best chance for all the foreign companies that to join us, to take all these experiences we have, and we develop our technology together.
Thank you very much. That was Liu Zhiqin joining us there. Let's get a closer look now at the equity markets here on the Chinese mainland, as well as Hong Kong and Tokyo. Timothy Pope is standing by for us in Shanghai, as always. Hi, Tim. Good to see you again. Now, the Chinese mainland markets had a better start to the week this week. What have you been looking at?
Hi there, Viv. Today we saw the Chinese mainland markets rebound after last week's rout, largely thanks to some signals from the central government. Reports today said that the securities watchdog would be meeting with market participants to try and stem the recent market losses. We also saw state-backed investors reveal some of the buying that they've been doing over the last couple of weeks as well, as the market has lost about 10 trillion yuan in market cap over the last couple of weeks. Today, the Shanghai Composite Index retreated a little bit from intraday highs, but it closed up by a bit less than 1%. There was evidence of some defensive and cyclical rotations by investors. There's money flowing back into utilities, energy and financial stocks. consumer stocks as well, either these defensive or value plays that have largely been left behind by the tech rally this year. There are concerns as well about liquidity in the market at the moment ahead of the CXMT IPO next week. This is the $8.6 billion offering, which is likely to be Asia's biggest so far this year. Wow. It was more than 500 times oversubscribed by institutional investors. However, that actually shows that it's slightly cooler as far as demand goes compared to some recent listings. Several recent star market IPOs were more than 5,000 times oversubscribed. So this one shows a bit that sentiment is a little bit cooler and does seem to be a symptom of the recent Asia tech share sell-off. Looking to the week ahead, the market's going to be watching for PBOC action to prop up liquidity. There's a lot of reverse repos maturing this week. We'll also get battery maker CATL releasing results on Friday. That's going to get a lot of attention too. And there is also the July Politburo meeting. We don't have official dates for that one yet, but it will also be very watched for policy statements that might affect the markets, Viv.
All right, lots to look out for there. Tokyo's markets were closed today for a public holiday, but what was the story in Hong Kong?
Yeah, nice for investors in Tokyo. Hope they're enjoying it. But in Hong Kong, we saw a fairly strong broad-based rally, actually. The Hang Seng rose 2.4%. The activity in Hong Kong was looking a bit defensive-leaning as well. We saw traditional sectors, value sectors as well, favoured over the tech plays for most of the session. The oil major CNOOC added 5.2%, as we saw only a handful of ships make it through the Straits of Hormuz at the weekend. One of them actually appeared to be on fire. The resumption of those strikes by both the US and Iran has driven oil prices back up, and Brent crude's back above $90 a barrel today. Tech shares did join in the rally later on in the session. We saw Chinese games and online services company NetEase at around 4%. The short video app Kuaishou was up fairly strongly as well. As far as the rest of the week is concerned, investors in Hong Kong and Tokyo will be looking at everything that the mainland counterparts will be watching as well. And they will also be focusing on earnings season in the US, which continues this week. We've got Alphabet, Tesla and Intel results, all expected later on this week, Viv.
All right, we'll check back in with you on Friday. Thank you very much, Tim. Tim Pope joining us there from Shanghai. Now, in Xinjiang's Shachi County, a quiet agricultural revolution is unfolding. Almonds are sparking interest online, melons are pre-sold before they're even picked, and marigolds are being transformed into high-value extracts, all thanks to smarter agriculture, live-stream e-commerce and integrated supply chains. As a result, rural incomes are rising and a revitalisation model is firmly taking root. Our reporter Wu Haojun has more.
It's peak harvest season, and the air is thick with the rustle of leaves and the hum of activity. Farmers are racing against the clock to bring in this year's crop of green-shelled almonds. Thanks to a digital revolution, they're in hot demand across the country.
This year, our almonds are bigger, plumper, and better quality than ever. They're our family's money tree, literally.
The real game changer is live streaming. At the cooperative sorting facility, workers grade each nut by size and color. Just a few meters away, employee is broadcasting live from the orchard itself.
Orders keep pouring in, 300 to 500 packages a day. Viewers from other provinces love the authentic, just-picked look.
Thanks to this dual-channel approach, offline bulk sales plus online live streaming, farmers no longer worry about finding buyers. Meanwhile, just 70 kilometers away, another harvest is reaching its sweet peak. Vast fields of glossy, sun-kissed melons stretch to the horizon. And this year, farmer bet big on 200 acres with 8 different varieties. It's paying off handsomely.
My income has climbed every single year. These melons, they're my sweet fortune. Life just keeps getting better.
With Brix levels hitting 19, on par with premium lychees, melons draw traders who book plots before they're even ripe. Local agronomists have refined the melon variety, boosting sweetness and resilience.
We're working with local authorities to expand specialty melon acreage, introduce better seeds, and improve cultivation techniques. And it's becoming a powerful engine for rural income growth.
But the most dazzling success is in its marigold fields. Over 6,700 hectares of golden blossoms ripple in the wind, each flower a tiny paycheck. Farmer MYT has already finished his first flush on just over 2 hectares, cash in hand at the village collection point.
We can harvest 6 to 7 times from June through October. Every time we get paid on the spot. It's steady, reliable income.
The magic lies in the chain. Tech Center's Guide Planting, a biotech group, runs collection points across every township, and the same company processes flowers into high-value extracts for dyes, pharmaceuticals, and cosmetics.
We're deepening our contract farming model, expanding collection stations, and upgrading our local processing lines. The goal is simple: turn every flower into maximum value right here so farmers benefit at every link.
From almonds and melons to marigolds, local farmers have built a tech-driven agricultural ecosystem. This county embodies China's broader push for value-added agriculture and digital connectivity, a future that is green, golden, and sweet. And rural revitalization is not a catchphrase, but a harvest in full bloom.
吴浩君 CGTN.
You're watching Global Business. Coming up, AI on show. The World Artificial Intelligence Conference wraps up in Shanghai. We'll look back on which products stole the show.
The world economy as we know it is about to change. Global business reports highlight emerging markets, developing countries, and dynamic sectors worldwide. We feature top analysts and newsmakers to provide perspectives on every facet of business. From an on-the-ground perspective, we provide you with balanced and objective assessments. Fast, sharp, and insightful. Global Business. Only on CGTN.
Artificial intelligence is advancing at an unprecedented pace. But as AI goes global, innovation is no longer the only hurdle. Ensuring that AI is safe, responsible and trustworthy has become a defining challenge for the industry. Today marks the final day of China's premier AI event, the World Artificial Intelligence Conference in Shanghai. Our reporter Wang Tianyu visited the exhibition to see how Chinese companies are marketing their AI services to the world. Let's take a look.
Chinese AI isn't just selling at home anymore, it's shipping out. Robots, glasses, and services all headed overseas. The question isn't whether China can build AI, it's whether the world is AI agents. Its product Midu allows users to create mini programs, websites, and video games simply through natural language instructions, without needing to write code.
We try to localize our technology, including cloud services and data storage, so users don't have to worry about privacy and permission issues. We also collect feedback from local users and keep improving our products.
But going global also means understanding differences between markets. Baidu says China's mobile-first ecosystem is very different from overseas markets, where websites remains a major way for people and businesses to interact online. Beyond AI applications, the technology is also reshaping how Chinese companies go global. eClickTech, an AI-powered advertising service provider, is using AI to help businesses manage advertising, data, and operations across multi-global platforms.
It's not about how many tools you have. It's that none of them talk to each other. AI only gets powerful when it's connected to the data. Privacy issue is a very important issue here. We need to build it in from day one because people, they trust the technology, respect their boundaries.
At WAIC, Chinese companies are looking for ways that makes their AI products more trusted and beneficial for users around the world. 王天宇 CGTN Shanghai.
And at WAIC 2026, there's a spotlight on a new vision of human-AI symbiosis. Cutting-edge technologies from foundation models and humanoid robots to AI agents are demonstrating how artificial intelligence is weaving itself into the fabric of daily life. Our reporter He Jingyi takes us inside this transformation through an AI life experiment, experiencing firsthand how humans and machines can collaborate, connect and co-create.
At MYT 2026, one phrase keeps coming up.
Thank you, AI and coffee.
AI is no longer just a tool. It's becoming an intelligent companion.
小叶，我渴了。谢谢。
大家只需要对他说一句很简单的，比如说我饿了或者我渴了这种像自然交互的语言，它可以自主推断出你说渴了是因为你想要喝水了，那么它会去帮你把这个水在这个空间里面找到，然后再帮你再拿回来。它能够去理解你周围的环境是什么样，你的需求是什么，然后不需要你再给它下指令，才真正的能够实现我们所谓的这种智能陪伴。
我看这个摸起来就是毛茸茸的，很舒服。为什么会在材质外观上进行一个改变？
如果我们的机器人真的想要走进生活，首先它必须要是温暖的，同时的话，它不能给大家太多的这个压迫感。
The robot is no longer just a cold machine of metal and steel. It features an upgraded soft wrap material with custom inner foam, making it incredibly comfortable to touch. A pat on the head is interpreted as affection, while a touch on the belly becomes a playful interaction. And this new relationship isn't limited to the physical world. In the virtual world, humans and AI are becoming co-creators.
Okay, let me have a try. So turn the dungeon into Cyber Tokyo and swap the dragon for fire breathing delivery drone. Wow! Turned into reality.
Yeah. Cool. 它主要区别是原来的游戏，它其实是经过长时间的制作或者渲染来完成所有的视觉素材。它里面的玩法设计跟这个渲染都需要1年甚至更长的时间。但我们目前是基于一个实时视频的渲染来去制作游戏，那么可以让用户的想法言出法随，根据用户的想法跟创意来及时的做出来。
The game world is no longer a fixed product created in advance. It becomes a dynamic space that responds, evolves, and grows with human imagination. Maybe one day, we won't ask AI, what can you do? We'll ask, what can we create together?
He Jingyi, CGTN, Shanghai.
Global AI companies are racing to go public, driven by fierce competition to roll out cutting-edge large models at breakneck speed. SpaceX made its public debut on June 12th, fueled by its ambitious plan to build data centres in space. Meanwhile, Anthropic and OpenAI are moving forward with their own listings, having filed documents with US securities regulators. And the Republic of Korea's memory chip manufacturer SK Hynix has launched its roadshow for an initial public offering in the US. Meanwhile, China has released special review guidelines to ease access to A-share listings for high-quality, self-developed large model enterprises. Zhipu and Minimax, two leading mainland large model firms listed in Hong Kong, have recently reported plans to list on the A-share market. Additionally, Moonshot AI and Step Fund have also announced intentions to pursue IPOs in Hong Kong. Meanwhile, OpenAI, SpaceX, Google and China's DeepSeek have either recently released or are about to roll out their latest large language models. Well, the debate over AI development will continue beyond the conclusion of this year's World AI Conference. And joining us now for more discussions is Chen Jia-He, Chief Investment Officer of Novum Arcade Technologies. Thanks so much for speaking to Global Business this afternoon. What do you see as the major takeaways from WAIC this year?
Well, thank you for having me. After reading the information about the WAIC, there are two critical issues that I think has been shown by this conference. First of all, China is now putting a lot of focus upon the development of AI. China has realized that the development of AI is one of the most important forces to support the growing of the domestic economy. Therefore, China is paying a lot of attention to the research and the development, to the guiding and to the regulation of artificial intelligence. China does not only want to develop the best artificial intelligence in the digital world, but is also ready to spread it to the physical world. That is to increase the growing of the real economy. Second, China is not going to keep the development of AI to itself. China is ready to share with the global economy for the AI development. China understands that a joint market is much more powerful and efficient than an isolated market. Therefore, the development of AI in China will lead the growing of the global AI industry in the future.
We talk a lot about the leading AI companies, but how do you see AI helping small and medium-sized enterprises becoming more competitive?
Yes, there is a business theory that AI is helping SMEs in an extent that is more than AI is helping the large companies. There are at least two reasons supporting the theory that the AI is more beneficial to SMEs. First of all, SMEs are having much less employees compared with large companies. That means for many detailed works, such as customer service, preparing for taxation payment, drafting business proposals and paperwork, small and medium-sized companies are having much less specialized personnel to do it. That means AI can be more effective with helping these companies, while at the same time, large companies would have the special people allocated to do these jobs. So AI is not that critical for them. Second, SMEs are usually having more dynamic and changing businesses compared with larger companies. That means they have to change their operation quickly in the environment of new business opportunities. Therefore, while facing this work, AI is definitely more efficient compared with human staff.
And right now, many AI enterprises are still in a stage of high R&D spend and low profit. How can a balance be struck between supporting that innovation and at the same time protecting investors?
Indeed, the gap between the financial return of many AI companies and the cost of their R&D is a critical issue that is under frequent discussion in the capital market. On one hand, these companies are putting quite a lot of money into researching new models, and this demand has pushed up the price of semiconductor products, such as the prices of digital storage. On the other hand, the financial return and profit of these companies are still limited because customers are still looking for reasons to pay for the services of these companies. In order to prevent such a phenomenon to hurt the investors, I think there are a few things that can be done. First of all, investors have to be cautious by themselves. After all, with the investment decisions made, investors are the only person who is getting their financial return. They enjoy the gaining and they suffer the cost. Second, the regulators of the financial market have to be cautious that they shall be vigilant to any potential financial bubble. Finally, the asset management companies are also important. They have to remain enough cautious when facing business opportunities. They shall not pay too much prices for the companies that are too expensive.
During the digital revolution of the past 3 decades, we saw many countries in the global south left behind, often disadvantaged by weak infrastructure. Is there a risk of that happening again with AI, would you say, and can that be avoided?
Exactly. During the digital revolution, the development gap between the developing countries and the less developed economies has been widened. This is because automatic programs and machines have increased the productivity of developed economies, while many countries in the global south have been left behind because they lack the development. In this new era, with the growing of AI, this will even increase the gap between the two parties. In order to sort this problem out and improve the equality of economic development all over the world, the less developed economies shall also be empowered with the latest tools of AI. This requires a country that is large and open, such as China, to lead the growing of these economies. With this conference that is recently held in Shanghai, we can see that China has shown its attitude to be fully open to the less developed economies all over the world. China will use its own technologies to help these economies to power their economies with the AI tools. This will create a more unified market that is larger and more efficient, and therefore will help the growing of less developed economies in this new era of AI.
All right, we'll leave that there for now. Thank you very much, Chenjia He, joining us there. Global perceptions of China are showing a positive shift, according to the latest Pew Research Centre survey. Of the 36 nations polled, China received higher favourability ratings than the United States in a clear majority, marking a notable change in international public opinion. That message was echoed at the 2026 World Artificial Intelligence Conference in Shanghai, where business leaders from the United States and France praised China's increasingly open AI ecosystem, saying it's helping drive innovation, expand collaboration and create new opportunities for Chinese technology companies.
I think you guys are moving a lot quicker. When you walk around the U.S., you're not seeing robots the way you're seeing it here. In China, it seems like it's part of every life. I think a lot of people in the Western space don't realize how quickly the Asian market moves. So we would love to connect with, like, for example, Asian investors, especially in China, and find opportunities for us to work together.
So we have about 8 startup companies that we're bringing here because China is like a speed train. So you can do many new things very quickly, which is quite effective and interesting. And finally, because the infrastructure is good, and we have possibility to do a lot here in China.
We have very good collaboration with Alibaba, Tencent, and ByteDance. China is showing that they are leading in the world on AI topics, and also robotics is really moving fast in China. So all those things are making China really the right place to innovate on data and AI, and the place where the rest of the world can learn from what China is doing.
They think China is building the modern data infrastructure and AI infrastructure, so they hope to learn from China, from Chinese companies. Our data warehouse performance is usually 3 times faster than our peers in the United States, and today we are announcing a GPU-native cognitive database. That is the world's first database running entirely on GPU, and we have signed an agreement with Turkey IT companies, potential collaborations in Turkey market.
This is Global Business. Coming up, final whistle. The FIFA World Cup has come to an end, with Spain taking the honours. We'll assess the economic impact of this year's expanded tournament.
A vast land of 1.4 billion people. The world's second largest economy. Home to stories of the unexpected, the unimaginable, the breathtaking. Stories that touch the soul. Feel the speed, the passion. Enjoy spectacular natural and cultural landscapes. Feel the thrill of cutting-edge innovations. Discovering China. Global Biz. China Travel. We present to China never seen before. 24/7 at your fingertips.
After 104 matches in over 39 days, the 2026 FIFA World Cup has come to a close, with Spain defeating Argentina 1-0 in the final to claim the championship. Beyond the pitch, the tournament has proved to be a major economic engine. A joint FIFA-WTO socio-economic impact analysis found the expanded 48-team, 104-match World Cup is expected to generate $80.1 billion in global economic output and contribute $40.9 billion to global GDP. The event is projected to generate $20.8 billion in labour income and support 824,000 full-time jobs worldwide. The report also highlighted the broad social and economic benefits expected from the 2026 FIFA World Cup, spanning tourism, sports and entertainment. And according to FIFA, this year's tournament injected a massive $17 billion into the American economy. But as the stadium lights dim, how can such a legacy be sustained? Perhaps the current hosts can take a page out of the playbook of their predecessor, Qatar.
The 2022 World Cup had long gone, but Qatar's stadiums have never gone quiet. FIFA announced that starting in 2025, The U17 Men's World Cup will become an annual event, and Qatar has secured the hosting rights for 5 consecutive tournaments from 2025 all the way to 2029. On top of that, the 2025 FIFA Arab Cup is also returning to Qatar, lighting up 6 of its iconic World Cup stadiums.
Don't forget that our domestic clubs are also heavily involved in Asian and Gulf region competitions. Whether it's for domestic leagues, regional cups, or future international tournaments, these clubs are making full use of every single venue.
Official data shows that the 2025 Arab Cup alone generated about $790 million for Qatar, drawing over 300,000 international fans and giving local businesses a massive boost. And football is just the beginning. Doha is also gearing up to host the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup. By leveraging its world-class venues and hosting experience, Qatar is building a full-scale sports ecosystem covering tourism, hospitality, and venue management.
The one-month events, which is the FIFA World Cup 2022, although it was 1 month, but to plan it, it took about 10 years. And the planning was not only for the event, it was for the long term. It was a long-term strategy to make sure that the strategy of Qatar through sport is sustainable.
Beyond the massive stadiums, transportation is perhaps the most transformative piece of Qatar's legacy. Before the World Cup, Qatar didn't even have a subway system. Most Doha residents got around strictly by car. To prepare for the influx of global fans, the country invested $36 billion to build 3 brand new metro lines from scratch.
If you were to talk about the intangible or tangible legacy of the FIFA World Cup, I think the metro system is, I think, one of the most successful tangible legacy for the FIFA World Cup. It's becoming one of the flagship of the city of Doha.
During the 2022 tournament, the Doha Metro and the Lusail tram carried a staggering 18.2 million passengers. Today, that very same rail network powers the daily commute of local residents. The World Cup didn't just ignite a passion for football in Qatar, it permanently reshaped how its people move and live. Wang Zheng, CGTN, Doha.
Quick look at some other business headlines around the world now. ROK banks plan to tighten lending in Q3 with the Lending Attitude Index dropping to -7 as the government moves to curb household debts. Singapore has issued new guidelines encouraging AI chatbot providers to offer plain language info cards explaining capabilities, limitations and data protection. And New Zealand has seen a 33% surge in reduced emission vehicle imports to 2.9 billion NZ dollars or $1.7 billion US dollars, narrowing the gap with petrol vehicle imports to just 202 million New Zealand dollars. An Egyptian billionaire is boosting his investment to over 41 million US dollars to transform the ancient Giza Plateau into a booming year-round entertainment hub. This multi-million-dollar upgrade is adding eco-friendly electric buses and a massive 15,000-seat open-air arena to host mega concerts and elite sporting events. Yasser Hakim has the details.
Egypt's iconic Giza Plateau is undergoing a massive transformation, but a growing battle between modern entertainment and heritage preservation is sparking fierce debate. In response, the Egyptian government partnered with business giant Orascom Group to completely overhaul the ancient 3-square-kilometer plateau.
So far, they're doing a great job. There is nothing better than having the pyramids as your backdrop. So it is very interesting and it's very attractive to use this place.
They worked on developing and upgrading the site of the Great Pyramids and the Sphinx, that for decades has been suffering from mismanagement, aggressive vendors, and chaotic organization that dampened the tourist experience.
Amazing, great. It is very friendly to me and the environment is very comfortable. I like here.
The area has been transformed to host multiple events aimed at increasing the revenue stream.
Regular corporate, social and sports events take place, as well as huge concerts featuring global stars with a fascinating backdrop of the pyramids, attracting more visitors and endless publicity. However, hosting lavish events on the plateau has caused some controversy.
We criticize the chaotic loud music and lighting. It emits vibrations that affect the monuments. Building the pyramids in a secluded area was intentional to protect the structure for centuries. We shouldn't damage it with such events and fireworks. This is not the place for it.
But others have calmed those fears.
Why not that Egypt uses this area in the most suitable way that does not affect the monument itself? The most important thing, there is rules and regulation, and they have to stay within a certain distance away from the pyramids, and they do hold the events over there.
Meanwhile, there's still room for improvement.
There's a lot that's still needed. We need to have multiple entrances, not just the one to the pyramids. We need to connect the pyramids to the Saqqara and Darshu monuments nearby. We need more buses on different routes, because the buses now have limited roads, therefore preventing the tourists from enjoying the many different attractions inside.
The pyramids can absorb $1 billion or more. Lots of things could be done there. Still there is more, but it's very good that they are investing to enhance and to make it better. It is an experience, as I said, of a lifetime to every single tourist that set foot in this country.
The success of the renovation efforts would help double the number of visitors to the pyramids. It will also support the state's target for tourist arrivals to reach 30 million in 2030, up from 19 million in 2025. Yes, Hakim for CGTN, Cairo.
And that wraps up this edition of Global Business. I'm Vivian Nunes in Beijing. Thanks for your company.